Well, I have a question for you. What are you most looking forward to for Knoxville? Because that is an amazing achievement. Everybody, a round of applause. That's exciting, though.
I say that I'm most looking forward to Knoxville, the fact that for 2 years, I've had somebody at least once a week from that area message and say, can you build here? And we've had to say no.
Oh.
And then we recently said, yeah, we got, everything. They've been up there working for 3 months. We just been working to get the office ready, the show center and all the design center and all that done. But seeing people be able to step into something local, like the first 10 or 15 that we did, those people drove to Duncan, South Carolina to pick selections and do the process. And they were so excited that they were like, no problem. 3-hour drive, 6 hours round trip, for sure. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And so to put that there, and more importantly is like to see the team there. Like Amanda left here and moved there. She moved her entire family up there to start that location. And the first couple of hires we have out there, like the just to see like this whole new little identity, right? Like they're like, we're team Knoxville, baby.
Oh, yeah.
And so they've just owned it. And like every time we do it, we get better at it. And so there's a lot of things, like we're opening a bunch of locations in the next 12, 18 months that I'm excited about as well. But the thing about it is like it's way hard. It's way hard.
That's an understatement.
To take something like what we do and then go do it somewhere else and do it well. And we learned hard. Like starting it here was hard, but trying to run, like when we launched Somerville, launching those and running those, incredibly hard. A lot of businesses don't survive that. And then to be able to sustain it and get that one and then launch done at the beginning of this year, launch Knoxville, kind of middle of the year, and know that we still have more coming. It's fun. Like, because there's so many people, like I shared a story earlier. I posted on social last night, the signs went up in Knoxville. And so I post like, so excited, for this Saturday to go up and check it out. The signs went in today. And immediately somebody comments, does that mean you can build in Kentucky now? And so like, there's always somebody wanting more. And so like, it's just fun for me. It's fun to see what's possible. And I honestly believe that Knoxville will outperform Greenville.
Wow.
In the next 18 months. I think there's that much demand. And that little area of Tennessee is getting so much, again, relocation, but there's so much undisturbed land there. And to be able to take a product like Barndo, where we're not going in and like, grading 150 acres and putting 700 houses in, but like people are still getting a piece of the American dream where they move into an area, they buy a piece of land, they build their dream home, and they become locals there. Like that to me is incredible. And to see something like that where when we go up there, there's so much opportunity in Knoxville. And Knoxville kind of doesn't get talked about as much as Nashville. So when you think Tennessee, you think Nashville, but Knoxville is a little gem. It is everything up there's beautiful, but it does come with hurdles. There's things in Knoxville that don't exist in upstate South Carolina. Right. In terms of getting land prep to build on and stuff like that. But I think that's probably the thing that excites me the most. The second thing that excites me is
I only asked you one.
What
I'm kidding. I know. I want to hear it.
What we're going to who are we going to partner with up there?
Yeah.
In that office, and it's fun to like see these locations like take that on, like, hey, giving's part of what we do. Where are we going to do it?
Wow.
And so they're out there like making connections and meeting people and trying to figure out, hey, where are we going to reinvest in Knoxville, or the greater area of Knoxville? And I'm excited to see what that is. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm sure they've got a short list.
I'm sure they do too. Yeah, they know your name's coming.
Yeah.
Well, one thing I want to back up to, because someone could see your success of like Dunn and Knoxville and Greenville and all these different places coming in the next 18 months and be like, oh, this guy's on fire. He's just throwing money out the window. But like you said, like you waited 2 years for Knoxville. Yep. So how do you balance like waiting and then knowing when, okay, like time to go?
Hire people to tell me no.
Yeah, there you go. So, that's good.
100%. Because in my mind, I'm like, we should already be in 50 states. Like I'm a dreamer. And I have like, and I will execute. Like, and that's the thing though. Like, I will do it at all costs. And the thing is there's a difference in launching and launching well.
Yes.
And being in a position now to where you have someone, again, that circle you talked about, like I have it in the company. We have a leadership team, and they work for me in a sense, but I work for them. And so when I have an idea, if they don't align on it, I have to listen because I trust them. And so there's always something we're thinking about, like, what about this piece of the puzzle? And to have all those perspectives in a room, now when we make the move to do it, I know it's right.
Powerful.
Yeah. And so I think sometimes, your success is learning to listen, and not just be the loudest voice in the room. Like there's certain things, and you have to learn from everything that failed and not be discouraged by it.
So true. Yeah.
But you got to learn from what failed. And so if I know, hey, this failed for this reason, I've got to know why and how I could do it differently before I go test it again. And it's just a test. You might think if we would have done it this way, it wouldn't have failed. It may still fail, just fail differently. And now I got another test. And now I get go try it again. And that's just the game of entrepreneurship, is testing, getting the results, testing again, getting the results, testing again. And doing it, and that's why fewer people do it, because it takes. I mean, you're the bigger we get, you're betting the house
for sure
on these decisions. So there's a lot at stake to go and do it and not do it right. And so I would contribute all that success to the team that's around us now. Like, we have very good leaders in place, and they have a great voice, and they're not afraid to tell me, I don't think it's right. I don't think it's the right time. I don't think this is good. That's great. I agree we should be in this area, but we shouldn't be there. We should be here. Or, hey, I agree we should be there, but we don't need to be there until 12 months from now. And we just operate that way. And so it gives everybody time to get everything how they want it, so that when we go, it can be right.
Right.
And so that's the biggest thing.
Yeah. And really stick to, because what's going to work in Greenville, isn't going to work in Knoxville. Obviously Barndo has a mission and a brand and a plan. But the things that work here, with the people and the culture and the community, you can't replicate really, because Knoxville people aren't Greenville people. So that's right. Even a whole learning curve, I'm sure too.
Yeah, for sure. Every market has that. Yeah. Every market. And so constantly the biggest thing is constantly solving the problem. And what is the problem? People have a dream that they want to be real, and sometimes it can't be. Why? And I ask that question every day. I sit in bed and I wonder why. What could be different to make it real? And so, I run myself crazy, and I can't implement every idea. If we did, we'd be broke.
Right. Yeah.
But
selling the 9 kids. Yeah. Where'd they go?
Yeah. So, but I'm constantly thinking, what could we do differently? What how could we get better? How could this happen? How could we service more people? What has to be true? And then from that, your list gets bigger and bigger and bigger, but now you have tangible things that need to be true. So in these new markets that we're doing now, we're not just planting a flag and hoping for the best. There's a lot of due diligence and a lot of planning and a lot of time and a lot of money and a lot of commitment that goes behind that, so that when it does come to life, it's working. So that, I would say that's the biggest thing, is being able to roll the dice, but having a calculated perspective, because you're willing to listen. Yeah. You told me you were going to interview me.
That's good.
He's like, it's going to come out.
I know.
She's like, at some point, it's going to become.
But it's so good.
I love
We're all
it.
enjoying it.
I like it.
Okay.
I do. Yeah. Come on, ask me some more questions.
I know. He's like, I'm ready. I'm prepped and primed.
Thanks, guys, for tuning in to the Barndo Show podcast. If you're watching on YouTube or wherever you're listening to this content, hit subscribe so you don't miss an episode. And then be sure to check us out on all of our social media platforms at The Barndo Co. Super simple to find us. And then when you're ready to dive in a little more, maybe look around some of our available floor plan options, or take a look at the gallery of our work, or maybe you're ready to connect with our team and explore what it looks like to build your dream barndominium, you can visit us online at thebarndoco.com.